Here's the key question. Can you put it all together? Here I have y equals 2 to the x. It's an exponential growth function. And I want to know what does y equal negative 3 times 2 to the x minus 4 plus 4 looks like. Well, this negative says I've got to flip it over the x-axis. This 3 says I'm going to stretch it away from the x-axis along the y-axis. X minus 4 here moves me 4 to the right, and plus 4 moves me 4 up. So I can just draw a rough sketch of this. This is my parent function. If I flipped it, I get something like this. If I stretched it, I know I have to stretch it way down. I have to move all of these points over 4 and up 4. So I get something like that. That's just a rough sketch. You could pick x's and y's to make sure you're right. Let's put it all together for the log function. We know that y equals log 10x looks like this. That's our parent function. Y equals 1/2 log 10 x plus 1 minus 3. Well, this is going to shrink me down. This is going to move me 1 to the left and 3 down. So I have to come up with a function that's now my vertical asymptote, which was at x equals 0, is now going to be x equals negative 1. And this point that was moved over now just 1 is now going to be down 3. And I know I'm going to be shrunk. So it's going to look something like that. I can draw a sketch of it. You can pick x's and y's to make sure you're right. Let's put it all together for exponential decay. If I have y equals 1/2 to the x, that's clearly exponential decay with a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. This 4, if I'm trying to graph this function, this 4 is going to stretch me. The x plus 2 will move 2 to the right, and the plus 3 will take my horizontal asymptote from y equals 0 to y equals plus 3. So I'll get something roughly stretched and moved over to the right and up 3. Let's put it all together for y equals 1/x function. Here I have that parent function with horizontal asymptote y equals 0 and vertical asymptote x equals 0, and you see it there in black. That's y equals 1/x squared. Well, what if we wanted to graph y equals negative 2 over the quantity x minus 3 squared plus 3? Of course, this is going to flip. The negative will flip me over the x-axis and then stretch it out. X minus 3 sends us 3 to the right, and plus 3 outside sends us 3 up. So where our asymptotes meet goes from 0, 0 to 3, 3. We've got a horizontal asymptote at y equals 3 and a vertical asymptote at x equals 3. We're flipped and we're stretched out. Let's put it all together for y equals 1/x type of function. In black, I've got y equals 1/x. We have a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0 and a vertical asymptote at x equals 0. We're in the first and the third quadrants. Well, what happens if you have y equals negative 0.5 over x plus 1 minus 2? The negative says flip, the 0.5 says shrink, the plus 1 says to the left, the negative 2 outside says down. So our vertical asymptote will now go to x equals negative 1, our horizontal asymptote to y equals negative 2. We're going to shrink, and instead of in the first and third quadrant, we're going to flip to be in the second and fourth. So if you consider this red sort of divider, dividing up the 4 quadrants, will sort of be in the second and fourth, if you can think of it like that. And then we're shrunk down in green.